I didn't even see you in there. Hello, welcome. So I'm about to go live. I am live actually on Instagram and Facebook now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm super excited to take all of you along with me on this journey. And our topic today is how I gain the clarity and confidence to step out on my faith in my life and my business. So, super excited to have you guys. Hey, Instagram. Hey, Facebook. Let's see if anybody else can join us. I'm doing so well. Thank you so much. I'm doing very well. I don't live in Flint anymore. I live here in Dallas. Yes. Yeah, they in my comments on Instagram, or I'm sorry, on Facebook. But I really just want to get into this live today. Check out the title and pop some questions in the question section on Instagram and Facebook if you can figure out how to do that, because I really just want to go deep into how I literally gained the clarity and confidence that I needed to step out on faith, both in my life and in my business. And I think it's such an important topic. Hey, everybody on Instagram. It's such an important topic because I think, first of all, 2020 has been crazy. 2020 has been absolutely crazy. And I think that a lot of people, you hear a lot of people, gurus, all these motivational speakers and things like that on Instagram and Facebook, and they're talking and they're telling you, you need to figure out your purpose, you need to start a business, you need to do all of these different things. But for me, when I was in this process, when I was trying to figure out who I was, what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it, if I even wanted to have a business or not, for me, the people they were speaking, they had really, really great things to say. Let's put it out there. They had a lot of great things to say, and they had a lot of things that were helpful. But for me, and what's important in my life and my morals and everything that I am trying to build my life upon, it just wasn't aligning. And that was one of the things that really kind of kept me stagnant, because I was just like, okay, God, should I just not do whatever it is that you're putting on my heart for me to do? Like, I just don't understand how I'm supposed to get from here to these big dreams, these visions that you're giving me. And I just am not sure how I'm supposed to get there. And so that's why I wanted to come on and talk to you guys today about how I gained the clarity and the confidence, because it's two different things. First, you got your clarity, and then you got to have the confidence to even step out on that thing, right? Especially for my people who, you're more of an introvert, especially for my people who you are more of a to yourself type of person, and maybe God has told you, I need you to go out and do all of these different things. So both of those things, clarity and confidence to step out on faith, not only in business but in my life as well. And I want to start off with my life. Because I have a few little tidbits that I want to share with you guys, because I think that life comes before business. Whether we want to believe it or not, it's all intertwined. And for those people that say you can separate things that you do within your life from things that you do within your business, I just don't think that that's true. I honestly don't think that it's true, and I don't think that it is effective. And if it is effective for you, then there's a disconnect between you and your clients, you and your customers, or you're probably a boss or a business owner that people probably don't really like, and you probably really hate your job, whether you started that business or not. And so I think it's so important for all of us to mix what it is that we do in our life with what it is that we do in our businesses, and we don't really separate them. It shouldn't be a separation. And when I go into life, I'm talking about not just life, but compacting that idea that your faith is included in that as well. And I really just want you guys to take some notes, especially those of you, I'm talking to those of you that want to start businesses. I'm talking to those of you that may already have a business. I'm talking to those of you that are ready to become a better person just in life in general. You're ready to kind of level up. A lot of the tips that I give you guys will be directed towards business, but all the stuff that I'm going to give you, you can apply to your regular life as well. And so when I start with life, I think it's so important for us to understand that life is going to throw us curveballs. Everything is not going to go how we expect it to go. Everything's not going to be how we plan it. Things are not going to go with what we put into our mind as that's exactly how I want my life to go. It's just not going to go that way. And I think that we really have to get to the point to where we start to operate in a way where we allow ourselves to not allow our hurt, not allow our trauma, not allow our pain, not allow our past to dictate what it is that we do today. And I want to share some things with you guys because for me, I had to gain the clarity before I could get to the business part. I had to gain the clarity and the confidence to step out on faith in my life before God could give me the full blueprint to what he wanted me to do in my business. And just for instance, if you were with me for my the pursuit video I did last week, then you know that we're all on a pursuit. We're all on the pursuit of something, but to truly get to the root of what it is that we're supposed to be doing, but to truly be successful and effective at what it is that we want to do or what it is that we're doing, we have to unroot some things in our lives. We have to unroot some things in our lives. And sometimes it's things that we don't really want to unroot. We don't really want to unmask. We're not really trying to pull back the wool on that thing. We're not really trying to bring those memories back up. But little do we know, everything that has happened to us, and if we have not dealt with that thing, if we have not accepted that thing for what it was, or if we're still harboring any type of guilt, or if we're still harboring any type of, I would say, feelings that we have not forgiven somebody, or if we're harboring any type of pain and hurt, that's going to trickle down into everything else, into our lives and how we live our everyday lives. And so for me, I'm going to give you guys, this is my favorite example, and it's something that I still thank God for today that he brought me through this. And that is when I first got pregnant with my son, we were supposed to get married before he was born. Basically, we were supposed to get married, and my demons, my things that I was dealing with from my past, things that I watched in my family, things that I had gone through, it kind of kept me, it scared me rather. It scared me from going into marriage. It scared me from having this family that I always dreamt that I was going to have. It was just kind of like, this didn't happen for so-and-so, so why would you think it would happen to you? Or you experienced this as a child, so why would you think that this wouldn't happen to you in this relationship or with your child's father? Or just anything negative to try to keep me from going through with getting married. Nothing to do with my husband. He's absolutely amazing, and he's on here with us today. Nothing to do with him. It literally was all me. And I want you guys to understand and know that thing, those negative thoughts, the feelings that I kept getting, the fear that I kept getting, the thoughts about everybody in my family who it just didn't work for, it was a generational curse. It was literally a generational curse, and it did not want me to break that curse. And I'm coming to you guys because it's so important that we understand the root, that we understand the cause of why we act the way that we act. Because if we don't understand it, if we don't acknowledge it, if we don't uproot it, there's no way that it can stop having control over our lives. There's no way that it can help us to share our testimony with other people, right? You guys saw if you didn't see my post, go check out my post. Go check out the post, shameless plug. But you need to share your testimony. That's a whole nother thing, okay? That's a whole nother thing. We'll get into that in a later date. But you need to share your testimony. And you're never going to be able to share your testimony if you never combat the things that you still haven't uprooted. If you don't combat the generational curses, the strongholds, just because your mom, her mom's mom, your great grandparents, all these people went through it, it does not mean that you have to continue going through it. But if you make the choice to not uproot that thing, if you make the choice to kind of just sit stagnant and stay where you are, then it's most likely that that thing, whatever it is going to come into your life, into your adult life at some point. Period. The things that I dealt with when I became pregnant with my son, I don't even understand. I know why now that I dealt with those things, because it had to be broken for me to get to the point that I am now, for me to be able to speak and give my testimony, for me to share the things that I'm sharing with you guys, for me to even be comfortable sharing these things with you guys. I had to go through what I went through. And I want you to understand and know that to get to the point to leveling up within your spirituality, to get to the point of leveling up within your career, leveling up within entrepreneurship or within your business in a way that is healthy, because you guys, we can level up. We can do it. We can do anything, right? We can literally do anything. But the thing is, in doing that anything, are you doing it in a healthy way? Are you doing it in a way where you are serving someone else? Are you doing it in a way that is helpful to other people? And I want you guys to know and understand, if I haven't said it already, if I have not said it already, we were all called to do something. We're all put on this earth to be a servant leader. We're all called to serve people in some way. Yes, I'm happy y'all getting this. Both on Instagram and Facebook. Okay, yes. Make sure you guys share this on Instagram, share this on Facebook. Get the message out. We all need to understand that these are things that are very, very important. And if we don't tackle them, let's say now, if we don't tackle them now, then you're going to be dealing with these things 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. And you're just like, why am I still not matured in my spirituality? Why am I still not matured in this area of my life? Why can't I have a relationship that lasts? Why can't I have healthy friendships with people? It's all a cycle. And if you don't uproot it, if you don't figure it out, it's going to continue to hinder you. And so Pretty Girl 1908 said yes, and not to pass it on to the generations after us. I love this. Yes. That's a whole nother one too, sis. Not to pass it on to the generations after us. If I don't combat it, whatever it is that I'm going through, all the things that I've experienced in life is going to go down to my son and any other children that I have. And then it's going to be up to them to get through the hurt, to get through the pain. And yeah, right, hurt and pain, it is bad. It has a negative connotation to it. But at the end of the day, what I can definitely say is, I don't regret anything, because if I had not gone through what I went through, I would not be where I am today, and I would not have the clarity and the confidence and the boldness that I have today to speak with you guys, to have my business, to mentor individuals in starting their own businesses. I just would not be there. I wouldn't be in this point right now. And so I'm so happy that I did it, and I want to challenge you guys to do the same thing as well. On Facebook, while you are speaking to me, thank you so much. Okay, this is what I needed to hear this morning. You are encouraging me so much right now. Love it, love it, love it. You guys keep letting me know if this is helping you. Pop your questions in the question box. I'm not sure if it's on Facebook, but I know it's for sure on Instagram. So let me know if you have any questions. And hey, all of my new people that's coming in, we're just talking about how I gained the clarity and the confidence to step out on faith in my life and in my business. And so to go back to stepping on faith in your life, you got to do that first. You have to do that first. All of us, we want to be financially free, right? Who doesn't want to be financially free? All of us want happiness, genuine happiness. All of us want joy, true joy. All of us want to be in a place where we're confident with ourselves. We love ourselves, right? But to get to that place, you got to knock down some walls that are probably going to be a little bit hard for you to knock down. Like, you got to break up some ground that's a little bit hard up under you. You got to plant seeds. And to be able to plant seeds, you got to really uproot some things. You got to really get down to the dirt, like get down deep and pull up the bad seeds, pull up the bad weeds, rather. I'm sorry. Pull up the roots that are not good for you. Pull up the pain, the hurt, whatever it is that you've gone through in your life. Battle the generational curses. If it's a generational curse in your family where people get divorced, that's something that you want to battle. Because if it's your heart's desire to be married, to have a long-lasting marriage, then why would you think that you can go into your marriage and you won't have, at some point, it's going to come up. And so that's why it's so important for us to do the work, and so important for us to acknowledge that thing now instead of waiting till later. And so with that being said, I want you guys to understand that uprooting that thing within your life that is causing you to have fear, that is causing you to have anxiety, that is causing the spirit of paralysis to literally suffocate you because you can't move forward. It's something just stopping you from pushing through. It's something stopping you from moving forward in the things that God has placed on the inside of you. Like, sister, I want you to do this. Daughter, I want you to do this. Son, I want you to do this. I'm giving you this vision and this blueprint, but for whatever reason, you just can't do it. And that doesn't even have to be a business. That could be, like I said, being the first in your family to have a family where both parents are in the household, or being the first in your family to graduate from a 4-year university, or being the first in your family to have their own business. Anything. If you know that there's something that you're supposed to be doing, and for whatever reason there's something suffocating you, there's something stopping you from doing that thing, then it's time for you to unroot it. It's time for you to literally pull it out. Figure out what is the root cause of me feeling like this. Go back and talk to your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, whoever. Say, did so-and-so deal with this? Did you struggle with this type of thing? Whatever. Ask the questions that need to be asked, because it's something that has to happen. And this is something that I continuously share with clients, because if you do not do this, it's going to hinder you within your business. It's going to hinder you within your career. It's going to hinder you within your marriage. It's going to hinder you within your being a parent. It's going to hinder you in your friendships. Like, it's just so much work and so many things that God has revealed to me that I think a lot of us, we try to kind of put on the back burner. We kind of try to act like it doesn't really exist, when in reality, acting like that thing doesn't exist, it only causes more hurt to us. It only causes more hurt and pain to us. And so I definitely wanted to let that be known. Make sure if you guys have any questions, you just pop that in the chat box, and I will definitely be sure to answer them for you. Somebody on Facebook said, my wife counseled me by saying the exact same things you're saying. Thank you for the confirmation. You're so welcome. So let's get into gaining the clarity and the confidence that we need to step out, not only in our life, but in our businesses as well. So if you do not know, I probably should have introduced myself at the beginning of this. I'm so sorry if you're new here. My name is Victoria Grace. I am a faith and business mentor, and I help kingdom-driven women, entrepreneurs, and individuals to become successful servant leader. And so with that being said, not only do I help people, mentor, coach, guide them within their life, I do the same thing within their businesses. And with their businesses, I give them a business model to where they have a high ticket, one-to-one or group offer. And that's what I do. But for me to get to this point, to even be sharing this with you guys, I had to take some few steps back, okay? I had to do some things first. I had to get myself in order. I had to realize who I was and whose I was, right? I had to realize the power that was even on the inside of me, because I didn't believe that I had that power to help people like I dreamed of doing. I didn't believe I had that power to talk to people and give people advice, because it was things that I was still going through, not knowing that when I actually stepped out and I was obedient to what God told me to do, and I just spoke, I was helping people at the same time helping me by sharing my testimony with them. basically liberating myself, freeing myself by sharing my testimony with people and opening up different doors for God to just continue to bless me in the area of business. And so I really wanted to share just a few tips with you guys on how you can gain clarity and confidence to step out on faith, period. But most importantly, like I said, today we're here talking about business. The first thing, you guys, is that you have to realize that there are no coincidences. There are no coincidences. Like, things that happen in your life, I believe everything that has happened in my life, it happened for a reason. And I made the choice to either learn from that thing or to kind of just put it on the back burner and act like it didn't happen. And instead of me doing that, I made the choice to say, I'm going to learn from this. I'm going to be better after this. I'm going to use this as a teaching moment in the good and the bad situations, right? I'm going to take this thing that has happened and I'm going to make sure that my response to it is a response that's going to bring me an outcome that I want to see. I'm going to make sure, let me say it again, I'm going to make sure that my response to this thing is going to provide me an outcome that's going to better my life, that's going to take me further, that's going to continue to stretch me and make me grow and help me to mature. And it's going to continue to not only strengthen my relationship with God and strengthen my relationship with myself, but also strengthen my authority in the place or the space of business. Is going to strengthen all of the wisdom and the experience that I've gone through. Is going to further deposit that on the inside of me within my business, so that when I am talking to clients and when I am talking to just individuals in general, I'm able to help them in the most efficient way. And that's why I want you guys to understand that there are no coincidences. Things in your life don't just happen willy-nilly. Things in your life don't just happen for no reason. So start to pay attention to everything that happens to you. Start to pay attention to dreams that you're having. Start to pay attention to maybe daydreaming that you're doing, or visions that you may be having. Start to pay attention to those things and start to write them down, because they may be leading you to some type of blueprint. They may be leading you to a way that you're going to help somebody else. It may be leading you to a way that you're going to help somebody else to grow and mature in Christ, or maybe something that's going to help other people to start their own businesses. And that's just coming from my own thing. But apply this to your life. Apply this to your life. Everything that I'm saying, apply it to your life. And once I realized that there were no coincidences, I had to understand that I was pregnant with potential. And this is something that it took me a minute to realize, understand. It took me a minute to really grasp this concept that I was pregnant with potential, because we're always going to be pregnant with potential. Okay? We're always going to be pregnant with potential. And I say that because each time we go through something, each time we start a new thing in life, that's a new thing that we're going to give birth to. Whether there's a promotion on the job or you're releasing a new product or service, you're birthing something new. So you're always going to be pregnant with some type of potential, especially the potential to be better, the potential to grow, the potential to learn, the potential to just help people. It's always going to grow and it's always going to become better. It's always going to expand. That's a better word. It's always going to expand. Okay. And when it expands, understand that whatever it is that you're pregnant with, you don't want to give birth too early, first of all. And that's why we got to have that relationship with God, not just trying to do things in our own strength. We have to have that relationship with God. And secondly, we have to understand that with the pregnancy, it has to grow and it has to flourish. And for it to grow and for it to flourish, the place where we are harboring the pregnancy, the baby, the baby, right? The place that we are harboring that thing, it needs to be healthy. And it takes us back to that first step of stepping out on faith in your life and gaining the confidence and the clarity that you need to be able to get to this point. And so I want you guys to understand that there are no coincidences, and you are pregnant with potential. We're all pregnant with potential. It is just our choice on how we choose to play that potential, on how we choose to give birth to that thing, on what we, if we decide to abort the mission, right? It's apparent for everybody. You have the choice. You can either give birth to it or you can abort it. And if you're trying to do anything for God, if you are like, yes, I want to walk boldly and confidently in my purpose, I want to be all that God has called me to be, you have to understand that you have a choice. And there was so many times where I could have aborted this mission. I could have aborted the pregnancy, but I chose to keep pushing. Even when things got hard, I chose to keep it pushing. Even when I felt like I wasn't hearing from God, I chose to keep it pushing. Even when things around me to my natural eye looked like, Victoria, why are you doing any of this at all? Let's keep it honest and let's keep it real. I'm sure we've all been at that place to where it looks to our natural eye like, why are you even trying to do this? Who are you to be trying to do this? You have no resources for this to even work. And why would you even think that this would work? Right? Be honest with yourself. These are things that you want to write down, and these are limiting beliefs, and these are thoughts and feelings that you want to eliminate from your life. These are things that you want to uproot, right? These are things that you want to remove from your life. And so the last thing that I want to share with you guys, for you to understand, for you to actually put into place in starting to gain that clarity and that confidence in stepping out on faith in your life and in your business, is that you were created by God. You were created by the master craftsman. You were created by the maker of the universe. And his word says that he has plans for you to prosper and not for you to be harmed. He has plans for your life to have abundance. He has plans for you to be amazing. He has plans for you to be everything that he has called you to be. But you got to understand that first. You got to accept that first. You have to want to say, okay, God, I know I was created by you. I know that these thoughts, these feelings, these visions, and these dreams that I keep having are not by coincidence. And I understand and I know that I am pregnant with potential. Now, God, I need you to give me that blueprint. I need you to give me the guidance. I need you to give me the wisdom on what I need to do next. I need you to help me to understand what I need to do to get from where I am now to this dream that you keep making me have, this dream you keep giving me. And I think that is the liberating part of the whole thing, is when you finally accept and just say, okay, God, what do you want me to do? And you just let him lead you. I think that's the most liberating part. It takes away the stress. It takes away the anxiety. It takes away the fear, because it's no longer is it on you. It's now on him, right? It's on him to guide you. It's on him to lead you. It's on him to take you from where you are now to the dream that he keeps giving you. And so that's really what I wanted to share with you guys today on, that's like, anybody can do this. To really start to gain clarity and confidence on stepping out on faith in your life and in your business, you got to understand these three things. You have to. You got to realize there are no coincidences. You have to realize that you are pregnant with potential. And you have to realize that you were created by God, which means you have dominion, which means you have the power and the authority to make decisions. You have the power and the authority to tell those demons in your life to back down. You have the power and the authority to say, I just break the generational curses right now. The generational curses, they stop with me. You have the power and the authority to speak life into your situation. So make sure that you are speaking life into your situation and you're not speaking death, because remember, life and death is in the power of our tongue. So if you're getting up every day like, I hate my job, I hate my life, I'm not happy, then what do you think is going to come your way? What do you think is going to happen? We need to begin to change our language and start to truly believe, okay, God, there are no coincidences. Okay, God, I know I'm pregnant with potential. And okay, God, I know you created me, which means I have power, authority, and dominion, which means that I can do anything that I want to do, which means that I can have a business that makes my family financially free, which means that I can have a career that will create financial stability for my family, which means that I can have a life of true happiness and joy and peace. Oh my goodness, peace. I forgot to say peace, y'all. Peace that surpasses all understanding, okay? That's priceless. Thank you so much. That's priceless. And just so you guys know, we're going to be back here every Tuesday and Thursday around 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And we're going to keep having these talks because we're not going into 2021 the same way that we came into 2020. And even if you came into 2020 ready and pumped, but maybe the pandemic got you down, maybe you lost your job, maybe something happened to where you lost family members, right? Because we've lost a lot this year. So maybe that kind of brought your mindset down. Maybe it kind of brought your feelings down. We leaving that here in 2020. Okay? The power of God is still real. He can still change everything quickly. And that's what y'all gotta know. That's what you have to know. And so I hope that you continue to join me here every week. Twice a week for the month of December. I'm super excited. I'm on this challenge right now for myself. I invited everybody who listens to the podcast. If you want to listen to the podcast, it is literally in my bio. The link is in my bio. And the challenge is, I trust you, Jesus. It's basically a challenge where you just say every day, I trust you, Jesus, with. The next day, I trust you, Jesus, because. The next day, I trust you, Jesus, when. The next day, whatever it is that's on your heart, you're going to say, I trust you, Jesus, with whatever it is. I trust you, Jesus, because la 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 la. Because you created me. Because you died on the cross for me. Whatever it is that you want to do, it's something to create a habit. This entire month, you're going to see a lot of content from me. So I hope that you guys stick around and I hope that you're following me. Make sure that you share this with somebody that may need to hear this. Make sure that you share this with somebody, especially if they're on the fence and they want to start a business, or they are trying to step out on faith and start their ministry or their YouTube or their podcast or whatever it is. Share this with them. Share this with them so that they can understand and know that they can do whatever it is that they feel in their heart that they need to do, whatever it is that God has called them to do. They can do it and get started. They can do it. And so that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. The podcast is in the link in my bio, bit.ly/the successful servant leader. If you want to join my email list, because I send emails out, I don't spam you guys, but I send emails out pretty often. You can also click the link in my bio, or for you guys here on Facebook, bit.ly/the successful servant leader, and you can join my email list. Make sure you guys keep track with me this month. There's going to be a lot of content coming your way, and I'll be back here on Thursday at the same time. Y'all have a blessed day.